Hi, my name's Mark. I'm one of the pastors here at Trillium. Last video recap we did, we talked a lot about the other, of how to welcome the other, embrace the other, show hospitality to the other. And the other being anyone who makes us a bit uneasy or nervous or even resentful. I learned that last Sunday evening. I was down in Hamilton with friends, and I was coming back late at night, around 11:30, quarter to 12, heading back home, and I had to come through the downtown, and there's a shawarma restaurant that's open at that time of night. And in the past, I've stopped in occasionally and picked up a little chicken pita to eat on the way home. And tonight I was hungry, and I was thinking about it. The only downside is that there's often a lineup on a Sunday night to the door, and I don't want to get stuck at a 15-minute lineup to get a sandwich. So I'm looking carefully as I'm driving up to the restaurant, and lo and behold, there's not a person in the restaurant. So I take the car into the parking lot, I jump out of the car, I rush into the restaurant, I get my shawarma sandwich, get back into the car, turn the car on, I'm ready to go home, and I'm just pulling down the wrapping to get my first bite of the shawarma sandwich, when all of a sudden this guy from the street comes towards me, just out of the side. Didn't notice him at first. And he's waving at me, "Hey man, like what do you got for me? I want something, what can you give me?" He must have seen me get into the car with my sandwich, and maybe he's learned, I'm surmising that he's learned that this is a good time to get things from people when they're just about to eat something. And I'm looking at him and I'm going, bleepity, bleepity, bleep. I can't even get my first bite of my sandwich, and this guy's in my face. And I don't know what to do with the guy, and I'm feeling resentful towards him, and he's become the other for me because I don't want to deal with him, and I don't know how to deal with him. So I just kind of wave him off. And I pull my car back onto King Street, and we're heading home. And I'm thinking to myself, didn't I just preach on this morning? Like, didn't I talk about how to welcome and show hospitality to the other? And yet here I am, flinching away, turning away, doing exactly the opposite of what I was giving people counsel to. And it makes me realize to really open ourselves up to the other is a really hard thing to do. It might be maybe the hardest thing we have to do in life. It's really up there. And in this moment, I kind of failed. And I'm thinking to myself, we get this chance over and over and over again to show hospitality, to embrace, to just care for the other in life. I've been encouraging people in the church to invite others, the other in their life, into their family celebrations at Thanksgiving. The person who doesn't have a family or doesn't really have a rich family experience, who has nowhere to go on Thanksgiving Sunday or Monday. When you're having that family celebration, I was encouraging the congregation, invite people into it. Share the blessings that you've received with people who have not been so richly endowed with that blessing. And I got an email back from a woman who was listening to this, and she wrote me, and she said, I'm always interested in new perspectives. You certainly brought a new awareness to me and a different way to think about things. So how easy it is to make a difference. I was able to reach out to my friend's auntie, and she was very excited about joining our big crew for Thanksgiving. This weekend is only church on Sunday, and other than that, she was free as a bee. The other fellow, who was recently widowed, fortunately had a son and a grandson that he was visiting on Sunday. Thanks for the inspiration. My husband thought it was a great idea to reach out, and it's a life-sharing story for my children. Cheers. Now there's someone who heard the idea and was able to embrace it and extend her arms to the other. We sometimes think that this extension of blessing is hard to do. When we want to put our arms around someone, but sometimes it's actually a really simple thing to do. It's simply to invite people into the richness of the blessings we've already received. We don't have to be this sort of hero, this hero that extends these big arms in such gratuitous ways around others. It's simply the little things in life that make the difference. Inviting people into the blessing of the moment that you have. You've been richly endowed by life, by God too. You've got this incredible richness that you can share with others. And as you extend outwards, you really do bring God's kingdom alive on earth. But it can begin for us just with a simple act of inviting others into the blessing of our lives in the moment. It can happen on Thanksgiving. It can happen in an interaction in a lineup or wherever you find yourself. The other is going to keep coming to you over and over again. It's pretty much a given. It's simply our choice in the moment of what we do. Open and bless.